Hello all, Jack, Guitars for Vets instructor. I thought it might be nice to do a series just based on walking notes through a chord. I wouldn't call it a lesson, it's just, added knowledge. It's a lot of fun, and I think this will be the first in a multi-part series. This one will be starting with D, the D chord. And what's basically happening is you're playing a D major scale that runs through the chord, which just is or down, and to go further down, or. So anyway, that's what's going to be happening for this one in D major. In the future, I'll do others in other keys. Hope you enjoy it. Each time I'm doing the same thing. The bass note starts it. Bass note starts it. Bass note starts it. Bass note. Bass note. Bass note, bass note, bass note. So here you're going with basically like an open D chord. Then I'm going to switch to the bass note of C sharp on the 4th fret of the A string, pluck the low note. Down to the 2nd fret of the A string. Down to an open A. 3rd fret of the low E string. 2nd fret of the low E string. Open E string. To the D. Coming up, open D chord, low note E, F sharp with your thumb, G, open A, B note, which is the 2nd fret of the A string, C sharp, which is the 4th fret of the A string, and then back to the open D chord. Now to go up the next octave, open D, 2nd fret of the D string, and I'm holding down 2 notes. 4th fret of the D string, pinky on the 5th fret, open D. Now I'm going to open up B string. Now I'm going to cover the B G string on the 2nd fret. D chord. Okay, let's concentrate on the picking hand, alrighty? So all I'm doing is the same thing over and over again. And on this hand, all I'm playing is a D chord. Okay, the next one, I'm going to play the same thing, except in the left hand, I'm covering all 3 frets of the 2nd fret, G, B, and E, but plucking, doing the same pluck. Then I'm going to go to the same thing again. In the left hand, I have just my forefinger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And I'm playing the same thing with the right hand. The next one down, I'm going to go back to the D chord, open D chord. Then I'm going to go to the same thing, which is the D string. With this hand, it's basically a D chord with my pinky on the 5th fret of the D string. Then I'm going to pick my pinky up and I'm going to put my ring finger down on the 4th fret. Okay, now I'm going to lift my ring finger. I'm going to take my forefinger and cover 2 strings, the D string and the G string on the 2nd fret. Then I'm going to go back to an open D chord. Now to continue on down, start again with the open D chord. Then I'm going to put my ring finger on the 4th fret on the A string. Do the same plucking, bass string first, which is the C sharp, 4th fret, A string. Now I'm going to move to a same D chord but with different fingers. This hand, ring finger on the D note, 3rd fret of the B string. I got my forefinger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and I got my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And I'm plucking the same pattern. Now I'm going to lift my forefinger. Now I'm going to put put my forefinger on the 2nd fret of the G string and put my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string. Pluck the same thing, bass note first. Now I'm going to go back to a regular D chord and put my thumb on the 2nd fret of the low E string. I'm going to pluck the same thing, bass note first. Then I'm going to open up the thumb at the low E string. Again, bass note first. And then a D chord. So when you put it together, I'll play it slow, you get this. Okay, same pattern coming up. Open D, open E on the D, F sharp with the thumb, G on the 3rd fret of the low E string, open A string, A string 2nd fret, then you're going to put your ring finger on the 4th fret of the A string, do the same strumming pattern, bass string, and then open D chord. Continuing up, now bar with 2 fingers. You're going to put your forefinger on the G and the D string 2nd fret. Open D chord, but put your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string. Then extend your pinky out to the 5th fret. Open D. Pick up your fingers, except leave your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. Same strumming pad. And then I want you to bar the 2nd fret, G string and B string. Same strum pattern. And then an open D chord. Well, I hope you can make use of that. It's fun stuff, not easy.